Hello guys, my name is Stealthy Striker and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be reviewing Nightwing number 83, the final part of Tom Taylor's Leaping into the Light arc, part 6, if you want a number. Of course, it's by Tom Taylor and art is by Bruno Redondo. I've really been enjoying this run so far, and I really hope that the finale of this arc is a good ending. So yeah, I'll be showing the panels on screen and reading it in person. I will be reading through the issue, giving my thoughts on each page, and an overall review at the end. So, let's get into it. Flipping to the first page, we catch up where we ended last issue, with Blockbuster showing at Zuko's apartment with Grayson inside. There's an announcement with the police use a loudspeaker. They're working for Blockbuster and says, "This is the Bloodhaven Police. Come out with your hands on your head." 2 minutes, Commissioner McLean. "Then I'm going in," Blockbuster says. And Melinda Zuko says, "Before whatever this is happens, you need to know the truth. I've seen your FBI file. What you've probably seen is a file that's more redaction than words, which is exactly what happened in the last issue. She is dead on." And Grayson says, "Are you telling me you're not working for Boss Maroni and Blockbuster?" Zuko says, "I'm not, but most men certainly think I am. My FBI file will tell you I grew up with the Maronis. What it won't tell you is that I brought down 2 crime bosses from the inside. Now, I've worked very hard to get where I am, and I plan to do the exact same thing for Bloodhaven." "Really?" Grayson says. Melinda says, "You have difficulty someone could have a double life?" Grayson says, No. I'm pretty used to that idea. Breathing steady, no rapid blinking. Stance isn't rigid. No notable pupil dilation. Either she's telling the truth or she's an excellent liar." Melinda admires Dick and says, "Dick Grayson, I thought about what kind of person you might be for years, and I find my brother is Bloodhaven's guardian superhero. We can help each other bring these people down. Actually, we can do more than that, Melinda. I'm going to tell you something, and I want to tell you. I want to believe you, but..." The loudspeaker again. "Nightwing, we know you're in there." Dick then says, "They're here for me. They must have had eyes on me on your home. They think I broke in." Melinda's bodyguard states the truth and says, "You did break in." Dick then says, "Oh yeah, I suppose I did. But right now they think I'm a dangerous vigilante who has broken into the mayor's home. We can work with that." And Blockbuster busts in to both Melinda and her bodyguard tied up and says, "Roland." Melinda says, "Roland." Blockbuster says, "Did he get anything from you?" Melinda says, "Nothing. You have people watching my home?" Blockbuster responds with, "Of course. I protect all my assets. Where is he?" The bodyguard says, "He went out the window." "Blockbuster, we have eyes on him. He's on the roof." And we get this really nice scene of Grayson just holding a stance on the roof. And then Blockbuster shows up there and says, "Nightwing." Dick responds with, "This isn't good. You are in no shape to be fighting Blockbuster," Bab says. And Dick responds pretty wittily and says, "All right, Oracle, I'll ask him if he can come back at a more convenient time." That's obviously not happening. And Grayson, staying with the act, says, "I know Mayor Zuko is working for you. I'll find a way to prove it." And Blockbuster says, "It doesn't matter. I own the police. I own the courts. Bloodhaven is mine. No one would act against me." Grayson says, "Sure, you scare a lot of people, but don't confuse fear with respect, Blockbuster. The people of the city will love to see you face some consequences." Blockbuster responds with, "I am the city." Grayson says, "You're everything wrong with the city in one convenient, oversized package," which causes Blockbuster to erupt with rage and try to punch Dick, which he dodges. Dick then says, "I don't think you want me to fight me up here, Desmond. It's a long way down, even for you." Blockbuster responds with, "You're right, fire." And helicopter fire starts spraying out of a minigun. And Bab says the obvious, "Nightwing, run." Grayson responds with the obvious, "I am running." And instead of running away from the gunfire like you would think a person in this situation would do, Dick runs towards it because he says if they keep firing at the building, somebody could get hurt. So Grayson jumps directly towards the gunfire onto the helicopter. This is a really nice shot, though. I really like this one-page spread. Amazing. And then this 2-page spread on the next page, Dick shooting grappling lines out and grabbing people, basically making it a trapeze, and him swinging around it landing on the helicopter, tying people up, dangling them off it. And then the pilot just says, just handcuff me and take the chopper man, because he doesn't want to get the same fate of being thrown off and tied up as the rest. Grayson says, a deadly threat turned into a convenient getaway vehicle. And we'll flip the page. And Dick arrives back at his apartment, and he falls on the floor. He says, I'm okay. Tim says, you're on the floor. Dick says, I'm okay on the floor. Babs and Tim bring Grayson to his bed, and Grayson says, you heard, I have a sister. And even better, there's a chance she's not evil. I heard you need to talk about it. Hello? Good night, Dick. So Dick basically falls asleep. And then the next day, Grayson wakes up and says, or actually not the next day, 2 days later, Babs says, good morning. I guess, honestly, I thought I'd sleep for longer. Babs says, you slept for 2 days. And then Grayson says, I need to start talking to people. Babs says, who? People who've devoted their lives to helping outside the system. He talks to Leslie Tompkins, who's a doctor who has connections with Bruce Wayne. People I love. It shows the Titans. And then he says, experts, Lucius. I really like these panels so far. These are really nice connections. And it says, and then a friend. And we see Superman. What brings you to Metropolis? Grayson says, I have an idea. You gave me my name, Nightwing, and you've given me some of the best advice I've ever received in my life. I thought you might have a unique perspective. Superman says, being an alien? And Grayson says, being one of the most human people I know. I just really love the writing here. It's just so good. Superman and Grayson relate to Bruce being persuasive, judgmental, and often infuriatingly right. But Superman says that he respects you. We all do. And that everyone believes in him. And Grayson says, can I just text? Or probably appreciate the non-personal touch. Superman laughs at this and says, for a man who has fearlessly stood up to Darkseid, Bruce will do a lot to avoid a conversation. Grayson says, Alfred left me a lot, but I don't think there's anything heroic about being a billionaire. Superman says, I'm sorry about Alfred. I looked up to him greatly. Superman looked up to Alfred Pennyworth? Of course, the world would have been lost without the heroes he raised, without his generosity, his support, his love. You're a lot like him, you know? Thanks. Tell me your idea. So this was a really nice spread in general. Grayson getting advice from Superman is nothing new, but it's great because Dick in his personality is really a merge of Superman and Batman. He's the best of both heroes. And it's just really nice that I love when they cross over. So then next page, we just see them sitting on top of the Daily Planet, and Superman thinks that it's a good idea, and says, Dick, I've always believed by leading an example, and the example you're setting here will inspire others. You're talking about lifting people, and if you're successful, the rest of the country, the rest of the world could see what's possible. But you already know this. You don't need my input. You've thought it all through. And Superman then asks Nightwing for a favor. He says, I might have to go away for a bit. A lot will fall to my son, John. It would mean a lot if you could give him some guidance and some friendship. Nightwing says, of course, if you think I can help. And Superman says, honestly, I can't think of a better role model. Thank you, Dick. I think that's a really nice thing. Just Superman semi-mentored Dick, and he wants Dick to mentor his own son. So we cut to the next morning, and I can't tell who, Grayson or Barbara says, there's a lot of press outside. I guess they know I'm suddenly the richest man in Bloodhaven. It's almost as if somebody tipped them off. Grayson says, this would be a lot easier to mask. Pep says, I know, but it's time for Dick Grayson to be a hero. We've talked through this for days. You know what you're doing. Do you know what you're going to name it yet? Grayson says, yeah, I do. And he hands Barbara his mask. And Grayson says, Babs, before I go out there, I just wanted to say, thanks for being here. There's absolutely no way I could have done this without your advice and your friendship and whatever happens next. And then the Dick Babs kiss. Oh. Oh, Barbara then says, "Go get them, Boy Wonder." This is probably my favorite ship in all of comics. I'm quite happy to see that is once again canon after Death Metal. Love it, love it, love it. And to clarify, this is not cheating. It was a one-night stand with Corey in Teen Titans Academy, so Dick is not a cheater. But Dick Babs is back. Let's go. Okay, so then we have Dick Grayson's speech on the next page. "My name is Dick Grayson. I've just become a billionaire. But I don't believe any one person should have so much when so many have so little. So I'm giving it away. I've decided to use it to establish one of the world's largest self-sustaining, purely philanthropic foundations. And while there will be some problems helping in targeted areas elsewhere in the world, the bulk of this wealth will go directly into Bloodhaven." And then we see the kids in the tent city, who showed up earlier in the run. "To begin, our foundation aims to work with the city to ensure no one is living on the streets by this time next month. Mr. Grayson, a lot of those people have problems beyond homelessness." "Yes, so why'd start there?" And Grayson says, "Simple, because it's getting colder." And Blockbuster is then watching on a screen, and we're continue Grayson's speech. "But that's just the first phase. I've seen money used for enforcement. I've seen the poorest and most vulnerable blamed and punished rather than assisted. I want to try something different. I want to help. Desperate people do desperate things, and powerful people have preyed on those less fortunate and profited from them in the city. We aim to make those people obsolete." And on that panel, we also see Blockbuster. So yeah, too many people have fallen in Bloodhaven. It's time we caught them. Today we begin working on public and affordable housing, access to employment, prisoner rehabilitation, public transport, free renewable energy, healthcare, and a guaranteed living wage. And then that was with Babs and Bitewing on panel. And then the next panel is Melinda Zuko and her mother. And they say, "Today we begin a program completely aimed at ending poverty in this city." Zuko's mom says, "I like him." And Grayson ends with, "Today I announce the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation," ending the series off like it started with a reference to Alfred. And then the Bat Family group chat shows up. Oh, so it's an icon of a bat, and we have Bruce, Babs, Dick, Jason, Tim, Cass, Steph. I'm assuming we also have Damien and Duke, but they're just not in the title. But his phone has Steph saying, "Wow, Tim, always raising the bar for the rest of us. Proud of you." Jason, "Nice work, but before you give it all away, don't forget you owe me $20. Damien says, "Not that it's a competition, but you win." And Cass does emoji spam. I really like that. That's very in-person for all the Bat Family characters. And I really just like seeing the group chat. I think it's really funny and very relatable as well. Grayson then gets a call and says, "Hey, you don't usually call." "I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. But Dick, you honored him today. Thank you." Batman says while holding an image of Alfred and a young Bruce Wayne. This very heartfelt moment. And the final panel of the Leaping into the Light issue arc is a man saying, "Dick Grayson, you know this guy?" And then a guy in the shadow, who I'm assuming is Heartless, is, "Yes, my first. I owe him so very much. He made me who I am today. But I have plans for Bloodhaven, and they don't really line up with Dick's vision here. I'll have to take his heart before he gives it to the city." Nightwing Leaping into the Light, Part 6. Overall, this was a 9.5 out of 10 comic. We started off with a nice action sequence from Blockbuster. Amazing art, as usual, by Bruno Redondo. Then we got that amazing Superman crossover. We got panels for the Titans. Very, very solid comic book. And we ended off with this amazing homage to Alfred, which calls back to the beginning of the series. Overall, I'd say this was definitely a very good run, very strong start for Nightwing by Tom Taylor, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.